Hey everybody, this is Tom Sorce with another ball motion analysis video for Storm and Roto Grip. Today we are looking at the Roto Grip Idle Pearl. Idle Pearl, E-Trax P18 cover stock and the Icon core. You'll remember the Icon core from the original Idle. 249 RG 052 diff. Let's take a look at mine. Mine is 5 inches from the pin to the PAP. I don't have very many pearlized balls with lower pins under the fingers, so I wanted to try something different with this one and a little bit of an experiment and see what it would look like. So let's check it out and see how it looks. So I was a really big fan of the original Idle, and I use it all the time at almost every tournament that I go to. And you can see from watching any of the PBA Tour shows that it is also very popular with the tour staff and being used all of the time. And for good reason. It's a very good ball that is versatile, that can be used in a lot of different ways. So I was excited to drill a version of that ball with a pearlized cover stock because we don't have a lot of pearlized symmetrical balls in our line that are a little bit stronger. A lot of them are weaker, like high road pearls and things like that. And a lot of our stronger pearls are the asymmetric balls like halo pearls and things like that. So I was excited to try something that would be a little bit stronger, but that I could still get to a little bit earlier. One thing that I did notice with this is that it was surprisingly strong. It created more friction than I expected it to. One of the things that comes along with that was that I was not able to use these really, really big wide open angles like I expected to. It is still on the quicker response end of the scale. I would probably call it somewhere around medium quick, but I couldn't really open the angles wide up and really zing it to the right and get it to come back. You can see on a couple of these shots, like that one right there that saw the 10, that it still doesn't make that very, very sharp move when it gets to the end of the pattern. So the ball that I wanted to compare it to was the Hypercell Fuse. And the reason that I chose that is because that is another of the stronger balls that we have. And I wanted to see what they looked like side by side. When I first threw the Hypercell Fused, I was kind of in shock at how strong it really was. A combination of both the big Hypercell core that's in that ball and the cover stock that's on it. But when I threw them side by side here for the first time, I was really surprised at just how close they are from a friction created and strength standpoint. The Idle Pearl was much stronger than I expected it to be in comparison. The thing about the Hypercell Fused is it is so strong that I think I tried to use it the wrong way for a long time. At first I thought I would be able to really open it up and really be able to get it far down the lane, but that's not really, I think, the best way to use it. And as I've developed a little bit, I've been able to use that more as a second option type of ball, something that is stronger when I need a little bit of a quicker response time than I get from our real strong solids that we have, but something where I still have to keep my angles closed, or there's still a lot of volume on the lane, or it's still a very long pattern, especially something that has a lot of volume in the front. The Idle Pearl reminds me of that a little bit. It is certainly best used a little quicker than that Hypercell Fused, but it still has that type of motion that isn't on the quickest side of our scale, but still very strong. And I think they're really good balls to compare side by side because they can be used similarly. In fact, off of one another. If you start to see that a Hypercell Fuse is beginning to lose energy and leave weak tens, you can go to something like this Idle Pearl without having to go all the way down to the weaker quick balls in the arsenal. So let's take a look at the two of them side by side here. What you'll see is that the distance that it takes that Hypercell Fuse to be able to make its motion toward the pocket is much longer than we see with the Idle Pearl. So it certainly shows itself to be a little quicker than that. Recapping it all, I would put the Idle Pearl at a medium in friction created. It was certainly a stronger ball than I expected it to be, especially among the symmetric pearls that we have in the Storm and Roto Grip line. Certainly near the top of that list. From a response time standpoint, I wanted to go medium quick. I think that it is certainly quicker than our medium stuff, quicker than that winter solid that we had in the last video, but it isn't the kind of thing that I'm going to be using very, very late in blocks like I would with high roads and high road pearls and things like that. Lastly, as usual, there's a lot of people that I have to thank. Firstly, Storm and Roto Grip for giving me the opportunity to throw their equipment, the best balls on the market, and a platform to make these videos for you. Brad Angelo Lanes for giving me a place to both make these videos, but also to practice and work on my equipment as well. Bull U for teaching me a lot of the things that we talk about in these videos, and also teaching me that I don't know as much as I think I know, and I certainly didn't know as much as I thought I knew when I started to learn. And I try to bring a lot of that to these videos and know that I don't have all the answers, but I'm still learning as I go along and make these, and they're helping me see my game a little differently as well. If you want to sign up for any of the Bull U stuff, you can go to bullu.com. You can find me or Brad Angelo on Facebook. Tim Friends, friendsphotography.com, that's 2 F's, helps me out with the video and photography for these videos, making me look like I am way better at this than I actually am. And lastly, Jim DeWitt for the music, soundcloud.com/Jim DeWitt. His band is called Vacation Days, DAZE. As usual, if you have any comments or questions, you can find me on Facebook or leave them in the YouTube comments. I try to get to them as much as I can. I'm very busy lately with work, but I will try to get to everybody when I get a chance. And hopefully you guys like this. We got more coming out soon, and we'll see you next time.